Well, I'm a little frustrated with you guys. The I read about your churches and I say, man, I'd really like to go visit that church. And then I read another one. I sure wish. I wonder how I could make a round the world and a side trip to France to come and visit your churches. It's exciting to me to read your interaction about the your church and how it ministers and how people are uh, receiving spiritual food at your place of ministry. I really have enjoyed those. I just want to accent the importance of all four levels for us to be a healthy people, as our ministry to be a healthy ministry. People need to feel that they can belong publicly, socially, have some personal connections, and perhaps a an intimate connection. I would like to make that a little stronger than perhaps, but I don't want to make that a guilt trip. But each of us need to have somebody with whom we can be very candid and honest. And so that's a important aspect. And in that context, some of you know that Brad moved right at the beginning of our class to Utah to help with a church plant in a Mormon community. And he said it very graciously, but one of the challenges that he is facing is trying to make those kinds of connections there. I want to urge you to join with me in praying for him. Those adjustments are quite challenging. Even some public connections are difficult because he is not a Mormon, and that is further complicated that he's trying to start a Protestant church in their Mormon community. So those are important factors. I also appreciated your discussions about what was MDL. I enjoy your input and your perspectives. Those are good. And perhaps you gathered by now, I've written these discussion questions that there's not, they are not uh, a precisely correct answer. It's a time to discuss and to think through and to learn another person's perspective. I think that we each belong on a public level. We know a little bit about one another. Many of us belong at least on a social level also, and some of us have a personal connection, and that has a lot of different kinds of factors. So that's just my perspective, and your belonging connection to the class may be different than mine. And so we love each other, we accept each other just where we're at and we're going. But remember, your ministry needs to offer the person who walks in the door all four options of belonging. And as one of you so well picked up the idea from Myers, that we can't force people into a deeper level. We can make it attractive and encourage them to grow deeper, but that's their choice ultimately. Our discussion boards are designed to help us to think through issues, help us to listen, help us to communicate in writing, to help us develop skills of explaining perspectives. Oh, and I loved your perspectives about some sort of an internet session. You probably will not see that happen this semester, but I am a person who likes to try things, and so that may be, we may have something in the docket here before the class ends or in the next class I teach. And by the way, I'm teaching leadership, ministry leadership, and staff relations in the second half of the 8 weeks. I invite you to join the class. It's a very exciting class that I have worked diligently to get it completely revised, and it's a very profitable class to say the least. Uh, we had a great time at Moody Founders Week. Moody Founders Week is held uh, the week that includes Moody D.L. Moody's birthday, February 5. So it was a great time. My son and I participated in the 60th anniversary celebration of Moody Men's Glee Club, or Moody Men's Collegiate Choir. It's gone by both names. What an experience to sit in the choir loft of Moody Church with over 100 men singing four-part harmony and sometimes unison. It was a very delightful experience. My son and I were the only father-son duo in the entire group. There were some brothers that were there, but that was those. And of course, we had a great Moody Distance Learning spring kickoff meeting that was helpful to see what's coming up in the coming weeks. Oh, and I wanted to comment that I strongly agree about the large class. That makes connecting a lot more difficult, and that is deeply embedded in my mind, and I'm still trying to process that through. At the beginning of the semester, I encourage you to focus on people in your half of the alphabet, and that's quite a challenge. So don't worry about it. I hope you've enjoyed the reading. I also hope that you didn't agree with everything that you read, but it's good reading material, and it's thought-provoking. It's an area that I want to get updated so it's more current and more relevant to our own individual ministries. And then our discussion question is another one of those that is to challenge you to think, and then to challenge you to interact with each other, to talk about the cultural advantages and disadvantages of a church with fewer than 400 worshipers on any given Sunday. And then, we're beginning to integrate concepts that you have put together that we over the past 4 weeks and integrate in it. And you have the demographic analysis for your church or your community. And the assignment there is you gather specific data about your community. Now, again, I'll say it, not Chicago, but Elgin or whatever your zip code is, so that you're getting it of your section. And the process is for you to get firm data, and then you take it and compare it from your perspective about your church. You don't have to go through and ask everybody what their educational level is or what their income is. You can make your own guesstimations on that. And of course, then week 6, you're going to be interviewing your pastor with the assigned questions. And then the next week, you're to gather 4 to 7 people from your congregation, a diverse group, and interview them with similar questions that are assigned. And then you're to put that together into a paper. Well, God bless you as you gather with His people this weekend. Feed your soul. Keep vibrant. Keep thriving. I have on my wall, actually I have it on 2 walls, a sign that I made for myself for 2017. Flourish spiritually. That's what I want to do, and I hope you do too.